Hi guys, it is 10:58 a.m. on Tuesday, August 26th. I don't know if I normally say the date, but anyway, here's your daily dose of hope. This is a tough video for me to make. I'm shaking a bit, but I'm realizing things. And I just got threatened because I put in basically the same boundary that her dad did. But for some reason, I'm not allowed to, right? Which isn't actually true. And I definitely initially felt the fear, but I'm like, you know what? This guy's almost killed me multiple times. It's not funny. It's just when you do hours of mindset work, when you work your ass off to not only heal, but to start to rest your mind, like start to have the cobwebs clear. When you start having boundaries, very human boundaries, you start to see things. And a bully needs you to be quiet, and they need you to be isolated. I can't control if I'm isolated, but I don't need to be quiet anymore. So I still am going to be my true self, and I'm not going to say anything I don't need to say, but yeah, if I'm backed in a corner, I will. Because I have suffered in silence for 11 years. And I have been the bigger person and all that, and all it has done is nearly killed me and led to more disrespect. So this is me taking a stand. And the facts are, my daughter's doing awesome. We had a wonderful night last night. I was helping her, with her math, and we just had like a lovely evening. I had a wonderful day yesterday. And then I woke up at 4:30 this morning. I said, turn on meditation. I was there for her in the morning. She actually said, it wasn't hard for me to get up this morning. I said, do you know why? And she said, because there's a time crunch. And I said, no. And she said, oh, because it's routine and you give me time. And, I was like, yeah. So it just was more reiteration that I know what I'm doing. I'm doing amazing. I always have done amazing. I just did not stick up for myself. And so I did like 2 meditations this morning. Like I said, then I had a lovely morning with her. And then as soon as she left, I did my dancing. So I'm on day 5 of dancing. And then, I set a boundary with him and didn't like it, right? And I'm determined to do things differently this time because I deserve to live. I deserve to have a life. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And so the facts are, I've done dancing, I've drank over 80 ounces of water, I've taken a bath, taken a shower, done my energy work, did another meditation, and I'm speaking up. And there's a part of me that's real scared. But that's the part that was abused. And so it's like, sometimes what we do is, and I'm not even saying it's on purpose per se, but we will maintain a victim because we will say, well, don't ever say anything bad about anyone else, or like, be the bigger person. Be the bigger person as far as don't turn into the horrible person they're acting like. But that does not mean you be a doormat. And that's what I misinterpreted because I always had to be. I don't have to be anymore. So I'm crawling out of that grave that they're digging for me. They're continuing to. And it's like, because as soon as he said that, I was like, that's why I never wanted to do boundaries. Like, wait a minute. So then I'm never allowed to have boundaries. Interesting. So I'm basically using my very justified anger to fuel me forward. And I think a really good affirmation for today is I inhale confidence and exhale fear. I allow my true self to flourish. I am courageous and speak my truth. I said that at 4:44. Holy cow, universe. Yeah. I've had it. And like I said, all I want to do is, be the change. And It's just amazing. I hear the birds chirping outside because I'm telling the truth. And, you know, I have carried burdens for way too long trying to do the right thing, but it has not resulted in any sort of respect or mutual anything. So I don't need to carry those burdens anymore. And I don't need to let it change who I am. Because I'm a happy person. I'm a kind person. I'm a genuine person. And I saw it when I had the boundary first with my daughter. I saw her once again just start to thrive. And it was like, yeah, I actually know exactly what I'm doing. And I do a damn good job at it. And people who don't want that are trying to sabotage it yet again. So, there's part of my truth, and I'm done protecting people. Like, meaning their bad behavior because of fear. You know? This is me, my soul just saying no freaking more. It is not fair to me that for my whole life, basically, you know, I've been painted as anything other than a normal human being that's being abused but not allowed to talk about it. So then it seems like I'm withdrawn. It seems like I'm depressed. It seems like, because I never lashed out, but I imploded. Here's what happens is the more meditations and stuff you do, the more you access memories and you see, wait a gosh darn minute here. That's not okay, you know? And you see the gaslighting. You see the brainwashing. And it ain't right, obviously. So this is me making a commitment to myself, even though I am still shaking inside. But that's from abuse. That's not because there's something wrong with me, inherently. That's what happens when someone that's abused you tries to continue to abuse you. You know? So I'm transforming the energy so I can just continue to pour into my daughter and myself now. And it's like, I'm just telling the truth. It does not make me a bad person to tell the truth. And I have these people that are threatening me, they might want to think twice because my memory is coming back in spades. And I haven't succumbed to the evil, you know? My daughter said, I really want your kindness when I get older, and I really hope I have your whatever. And that's not a brag, that's a fact. She has said, I'm happy here. That's a fact, you know? So I can't control exactly what happens, but I'm no longer going to take it and suffer in silence. I have a platform now, so I can speak, and I'm telling nothing but the truth. So this is what abuse does to you guys. This is what trauma does. But I am your fearful leader that is saying, I might still feel scared. I might still shake. I might still cry. That is trauma response. That's not because something's inherently wrong with me. It's just BS. And I see it now because I do hours of mindset work. I don't do hours of mindset work because there's something inherently wrong with me. I'm rewiring all the BS every day while never taking out anyone. That's super strength, you know, that's impressive. Might not be to our society, but that's real impressive to a kid, and that's what I care about, you know, is, I can't even tell you. But that being said, I haven't eaten yet because I was just trying to, well, I got knocked off course because I got threatened, and now I'm going to get back on course, and I'm not being quiet anymore. So I will deal with the fear because I'm telling the truth, and I've always told the truth. I always thought the people would never take it to such a level where if they were being honest with themselves, they wouldn't be able to look at themselves in the mirror. But some people will do that. Some people would rather you die than admit the truth. And you know what? That's not who I am. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm very proud of my behavior. I have beaten a ton of odds. I'm still, beating them. And I'm seeing how, I'm not subservient to anyone. I'm not beneath anyone. That's crap. So, that being said, I love you guys, and just remember, you are the sky. You were here yesterday. You're here today. You'll be here tomorrow. You deserve to be here every day, even if other people are treating you horribly. It's not because you deserve it. It's just not. I mean, check your own behavior, but if you're like, I don't understand this, because it's because you're being gaslit. You're being scapegoated. And it's not okay. And it starts with that. It starts with being like, wait a minute. If I were to tell someone what's going on and I had support, would that be okay? Like, the facts, would that be okay? No. It wouldn't be. And that's where you have to start. And then, of course, if it's like, well, they're allowed to, but I'm not, you have to challenge that. You have to say, why? Why would that be? If it's just, oh, I feel that way, well, most likely that's trauma. So, I'm going to eat something now and then go outside and be real damn proud of myself because I'm doing it differently. Not only did I set a boundary, but now I'm speaking out. And that is unprecedented for me, but it's not fair to me. It's not fair to my soul to get squashed down yet again, suffer in silence because of other people's horrible choices. So, let's do this thing. Love you guys. Have a great day.